out the pit lane exit now. But they've been doing a lot of work on the circuit this year and around the circuit, and I think that accounts for the difference. A lot of construction work. "27 riders making their way out of pit lane. There's Derek Shields. Didn't really see Derek this morning, I don't think, at all in that free practice session. But there he is in 15th place. And I think you might see Derek move up that timesheet when we start qualifying. Tomorrow morning, we're back out on track again at 7:30 a.m. And yeah, they're the first thing on track, as always, the motorcycles, and that is usually the definitive qualifying session. This first session, however, usually predicts what happens in the morning. For some reason or other, this track's nicely rubbered in now. You've had cars running all over it all day since the bikes went out this morning. That will help them be quicker, and of course it's qualifying, so that will help them sharpen up and be quicker as well and bring the A game. But somehow or other, tomorrow morning they always manage to, or usually manage to, run faster first thing in the morning on a track that's been given back to the buses and taxis overnight. So interesting to see which way it pans out. Gary Johnson giving us the rider's knee point of view, really, making his way steady on the outlet into Police and then Moorish. Bunch of riders. There he is at Moorish Hill now. The guys in front have already got round Donna Maria, this long sweeping left-hander. I think everybody now has made their way out of pit lane. There's something, there might be just one rider left behind, and it might just be Peter Hickman. Full and busy racetrack. You can see how hard it is to get clean lap times here when you come out, and you can see how hard it is to get around that corner sometimes when you're in a, I think that was a Formula 3 car. But there's lots of tyre marks on the circuit. So outlet times don't add up to a great deal. Round about the 2 minutes and 50 seconds for most people. Michael Rutter already at the top there. Brian McCormick in second place probably is going to have to give that up fairly shortly. Ian Hutchinson, Gary Johnson, Rob Hodson, Mark Giovanni, Derek Shields, Phil Crow, Mick Sweeney, Craig Neve, Dominic Herbertson, Xavier Denis, a bearded Frenchman, Steve Hennigan and Sam West. All in that order at the moment on the circuit. But what Michael Rutter needs more than anything is empty racetrack in front of him, and that's what he's got. It's a good plan to be first out of the gate here, because if you can get away with it and make the break, then you can put in some laps. What you need to do is stay out. What we saw this morning in free practice is 20 minutes sort of groups of time, so that hour split into 3. But this is a 45-minute qualifying session, so you'll see a bit more urgency in the need to get the bike moving. Right behind Michael Rutter, looking for a couple of ideas maybe of just how he does it or where he does it. Hutchinson behind him has got his own ideas. Previous winner here, of course, and just weeks away from operation number 39, I think it is now. It might be up to 40 now, but a huge number of surgical interventions, I think is the posh word, for Ian Hutchinson on that leg, but it's almost there. Michael Rutter with a 2:32.5 was just pipped by Ian Hutchinson there, 2:32.4. So Hutchie at the top of the leaderboard times for the moment, but Rutter now settling into it and looking a lot like Michael Rutter as he goes under the bridge and up Maternity Hill, up the hill to Maternity, I should be saying. This is where you need track knowledge, circuit knowledge, instinct as much as anything. John McGuinness has got a little formula that he says works for him, but it sounds too easy. So I think he may have been kidding when he explained it. But anyway, every rider needs to know where they are on the circuit, and they'll all have some way of working it out, but there aren't any differentiators really. I mean, these big changes here as you come off the hills and down back towards the sea are fairly obvious, and this is this long, fast blast through the two right-hand bends, Reservoir and R. Last corner on the circuit. On the gas as hard as you can to finish the lap and start the next one. And Peter Hickman goes to the top of the timesheet straight away this morning. 2:28.007 this afternoon. His opening bid 2:28.399. So Hickman does indeed pick it up where he left it this morning. And if that's his first offering, then you can only expect things to improve. Hutchinson, Rutter, Davy Todd, that's more like it. Davy Todd was a bit of an absentee this morning as far as the top end of the leaderboard's concerned, but now very much Davy Todd where we expect to see him. Dave O. Johnson, Brian McCormack, Derek Shields, Gary Johnson, Michael Sweeney, Rob Hodgson, that's the top 10. And Hickman and Purple in sector 1 already. This is where he needs to get clear laps. See how much track the bike takes up when it's cranked over for the corners. If there's somebody in front of you who isn't going as fast as you are, then it's going to slow you down. But he's got a purple sector 2 as well. So 2 purples in a row. He needs 4 of those for a full house here at Macau now. There used to be 3 sectors, now there's 4. The last 2 sectors with green checkered flag is out. As you can see, Davy Todd is 8th, which is about the right place at this point in the proceedings, let's say that. So Michael Rutter isn't going to get any closer to Peter Hickman. John McGuinness hasn't got any closer to Peter Hickman. Dave O. Johnson, no greens for him in sector 2 and possibly not sector 3. He's probably bringing it home. And so it's Horst Seiger 5th, Derek Shields 6th, Lee Johnston 7th, Davy Todd 8th, Didier Grams 9th, Erno Costomo is in 10th place. So that pretty much according to script, and and you don't normally see him do things like that, do you? Michael Rutter, let's not worry about how old he really is. He's no spring chicken and he's still loving it, isn't he? Look at that. He's still loving it. And why wouldn't you? When you've got a bike like that to ride and a circuit like this to ride it on, you would, wouldn't you, be loving every second of it? second in this company with John McGuinness, Dave Johnson, Hutchie somewhere, all those world-class riders behind him, and only Peter Hickman in front of him. Michael Rutter, I suppose, can say that's pretty much job done. Because what's he going to do overnight? Whatever they think of tonight isn't going to find them a couple of seconds, is it? The BMW that Hickman's on is a class piece of machinery as well, and it's obviously going well. Hickey said that it's better every time they take it out on a racetrack. They find a little bit more in it, and his performances through the year do seem to be ample proof of that. We have one more qualifying session to go tomorrow morning, as you know, and that will decide the grid, but this is your provisional grid that we've been looking at here. First out this morning, last out this evening. That's the lot of the motorcycles, but Saturday's an easy, Friday, I beg your pardon, is an easy day for bike riders because we've got one qualifying session at 7:30 in the morning, and then we have the rest of the day off. There's lots of car stuff happening for all those of you who are interested in the Formula 3, the touring cars and the GTs. There's loads of that, but bikes on track at 7:30 tomorrow morning Macau time, and then a day of rest. Hickman at the top there, you knew that, and then it's Rutter, McGuinness, Johnston, Seiger, Derek Shields, Lee Johnston, Davey Todd, Didier Grams and Erno Costomo. That is your top 10. So 3 Union Jacks at the top of the timesheets, which is always a nice thing to see if you happen to be British. I suppose not so nice if you're Australian and you wanted Dave Johnson to be in there, but there he is in 4th. And there will be a front row conference after this. I think it is fairly standard to take your top 3 into the media centre and see how it went for them. And you can all write Peter Hickman's answers for him now, really, can you? Didier Grams, Erno Costomo, we were saying, and then after Erno, it's Rob Hodson and Phil Crow, Marek Cvenny, Gary Johnson, Michael Sweeney, and Ian Hutchinson in 16th place. Bike fitness is what Hutchie is thinking about. Brian McCormack, Sam West, Paul Jordan, Steve Hennigan, Xavier Denis, Dom Herbertson, Craig Neve and Andre Perez. That's the last page of the qualifying results there. And as we say, Hutchie, one more operation in his schedule, and he's thinking bike fitness, he can't lose it. And oh, there's one more page again. Look, Raul Torres, we forgot about him, David Morgan and Daniel Kruger, our Canadian. Yeah, Hutchie's got to keep riding motorbikes if he wants to keep riding motorbikes. And you've got to have bike fitness as well as all the rest of it. So Michael Rutter looking reasonably pleased with life. Peter Hickman, as we know, very pleased with life, and why wouldn't you be? And the other man who should be very pleased with himself, of course, is John McGuinness. He's been coming here for a good long while as John McGuinness. He has won here, but nothing like the win rate he's got on the Isle of Man and elsewhere. But it's not over until it's over, and it'll be over tomorrow morning at 8:30, where